Welcome to Frontline Focus. Today, we cover key developments in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, including Russian advances near Vodyane, Staromayorsk, and Krutyi Yar, and the impact of Starlink-equipped Russian drones. Controversy surrounds the Nord Stream sabotage, allegedly linked to Valery Zaluzhny, and reports of Russian gains in Eastern Vuhledar complicate Ukraine's defense. As of September 26, 2024, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia persists, with recent Russian advancements near Vodyane, Staromayorsk, and Krutyi Yar underscoring the strategic complexities of the war. These movements are emblematic of ongoing efforts by Russian forces to gain tactical superiority in key areas. Vodyane's location near Donetsk has made it a vital point of contention throughout the war. Historically, securing Vodyane is pivotal for any operation aiming to assert control over the Donetsk region. The recent advancement by Russian forces indicates a renewed focus on consolidating control over suburban areas, potentially aiming to create a buffer zone around Donetsk or disrupt Ukrainian logistical and defensive operations in this critical area. The town's proximity to major roads and infrastructure amplifies its strategic value, making it a focal point for continued conflict. Staromayorsk. Over the past months, Staromayorsk has become increasingly significant due to its strategic position along key transportation routes that provide access to broader territorial expanses. Historical engagements in this area have demonstrated both sides' commitment to securing Staromayorsk, recognizing its potential as a springboard for further operations. The recent Russian push suggests an effort to strengthen supply lines and establish a more resilient presence, potentially setting the stage for future offensives towards larger targets or disrupting Ukrainian reinforcement capabilities. Krutyi Yar. Although formerly less prominent in major conflict narratives, Krutyi Yar has emerged as a critical point given its tactical positioning. The area offers natural defensive features, such as hills and dense forests, making it an advantageous location for establishing entrenched positions. The Russian advance here likely aims to leverage these natural defenses to build fortifications that can facilitate control over the surrounding regions. Securing Krutyi Yar may also serve as a deterrent to Ukrainian counteroffensives, providing a strategic vantage point. Russia has installed Starlink on Shahed 136 drones. It gives unlimited communication range for drones flying at 2,000 kilometers, Defense Express. The drone was shot down by Ukraine's armed forces during last night's attack. With the help of Starlink, Russia can use Shahed drones as an extremely long-range loitering munition with the ability to conduct reconnaissance checks, thanks to an additional camera, and hit even moving targets. Nord Stream pipeline sabotaged on Zaluzhny's orders. Zelensky unaware, reports Spiegel. The sabotage of the Nord Stream pipeline in September 2022 was allegedly ordered by the then commander of the Ukrainian armed forces, Valery Zaluzhny, without the knowledge of President Volodymyr Zelensky, according to a Spiegel investigation. Roman Chervinsky, reportedly a former SBU operative, is identified as the key organizer. Chervinsky's career faced setbacks after the failed Wagner Gate operation in 2020, leading to political scandal in Kyiv. Chervinsky was arrested in April 2023 over another botched operation, but is currently under house arrest on corruption charges. Spiegel claims the sabotage team, consisting mainly of civilian divers, chartered a yacht named Andromeda from Rostock under false identities, planting explosives on the Baltic Sea pipeline. The operation, which cost nearly $300,000 and was privately funded, aimed to inflict economic damage on Russia and was conducted without informing Zelensky. The Dutch military intelligence allegedly warned the CIA and German authorities about the planned attack led by Zaluzhny's group in June 2022. German investigators and foreign intelligence corroborate these findings, viewing the pipelines as legitimate military targets to undermine Russia's economic gains. Russian forces likely enter Eastern Vuhledar in Donetsk region, ISW. Analysts from the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, report that Russian troops have possibly captured the 13 Desantnikov Street and the Yaznodonbaskia mine number 1 northeast of Vuhledar, along with the surrounding area. Additionally, Russian forces are advancing from the flanks near Pavlivka, Prikostivka, and Vodyane, aiming to encircle Ukrainian forces. Trump criticizes Zelensky for rejecting peace deals with Russia. During a campaign rally in North Carolina, Trump accused Ukrainian President Zelensky of refusing to make any deal with Russia to end the war. He suggested that even a bad deal with Putin would have been better than none, arguing Ukraine should have made concessions earlier. Trump claimed that due to this refusal, Ukraine is no more, asserting that the country will never fully restore its cities and towns after 3 years of conflict. He also stated that Ukraine is running out of soldiers, forcing them to use children and the elderly in combat. As is his custom, Trump remarked that Putin is no angel, but blamed Biden and Harris for allowing the war to happen, warning that more lives would be lost in Ukraine if Harris wins the presidency. Zelensky confirms nearly $8 billion in U.S. military aid to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the U.S. will provide $7.9 billion in new military aid to Ukraine. This package includes an additional Patriot air defense system, other anti-aircraft systems and interceptors, drones, long-range missiles, and air-to-ground munitions. Funding will also support strengthening Ukraine's defense industrial base. The program to train Ukrainian pilots for operating F-16s has been expanded. Zelensky expressed gratitude to the U.S. for imposing sanctions on Russia. Kyiv hit by Russian drone attack, gas pipe burst, and debris on kindergarten. A Russian drone attack on the Petrovsk district of Kyiv resulted in a gas pipe burst, igniting a fire on the ground floor of a residential building, according to Mayor Vitaly Klitschko. The Kyiv City Military Administration reported that drone debris damaged 20 cars in the area. Additionally, debris fell on a kindergarten, injuring a child, though the exact location was not specified. Western weapons stock depleted for Ukraine, says The Times. Western countries have nearly exhausted their stockpiles of weapons for Ukraine, now relying on newly manufactured arms, according to the UK's Minister for Armed Forces, Luke Pollard, as reported by The Times. After 2.5 years of conflict, Pollard indicated that most Western nations have donated the majority of their deployable resources, emphasizing the need to replenish supplies and secure reliable deliveries for Ukraine's ongoing fight. Concerns have also been raised by Ukrainian defense officials about the diminished capacity for further aid from the UK. Pollard acknowledged the depletion of UK's own reserves, asserting the importance of sustaining weapons supplies to Ukraine. Defense Minister John Healey suggested that Ukraine might also face a shortage of troops for training in the West. A recent report by the National Audit Office highlighted the UK's reduced military stock, which led to a significant cut in aid to Ukraine mid-2023 to avoid unacceptable risks to the UK's military readiness. The UK contributed £171.5 million worth of material to Ukraine from 2021 to 2024, with aid dropping from £130 million in 2022 to 23 to just £15.9 million in 2023 to 24.